Thank you for hitting subscribe.
From the Motor City, it's your boy Rev. January 6, 2019. The end of my slavery begins. It's the Umbrella for Life show. We're going to address this. We're going to get this right. You know what I'm saying? 2019, the end of mental slavery. What that means, its origins, the roots, what it looks like since 2019. We can't be out here calling ourselves royalty, right? When we living in a slave mentality. What is that? What is that? So we're going to find out its origins, and we're going to bring truth to light in 2019. So we ain't perpetrating, we ain't playing, and we coming. So we gonna get this right, men and women. We not gonna point the fingers. We gonna address the solutions to these problems.
This is Ralph Hickey checking in. On my way to the No War in Venezuela protest here on Wall Street in New York City. We're about to take a chance and look at what's been going on, speak to a few of the patrons here, and see their views on what's going on in Venezuela. Maybe it's a few hundred people out here in front of the Tiffany & Co. company. They're waving their flags as well as their protest signs. We just had a narrator come through. So we're about to go ahead and start getting started with speaking with someone to interview while we're here.
My name is Daniel Perez. I'm here in full support and solidarity with the Venezuelan government. They're just asking for their sovereignty to be respected. What is the reason for the United Nations if the United States take unilateral decisions and doesn't have consent from other countries and blockades and sanctions a sovereign country?
So, what do you think that America can do with the march? What do you think Americans can do, especially the Trump administration, to kind of clear up the mess that's going on out there?
Well, the first thing they need to stop is stop listening to the mainstream media, which is actually, another branch of the government which is used to misinform the people. The Venezuelan people are suffering, but if the United States and the European Union really wanted to help, they should lift the sanctions, lift the embargo. Right now, they can't use the SWIFT system, which is used to send and receive money. The Venezuela has money, and they can't really pay for medicine, for food with other countries because the U.S. bullies other countries into not trading with them.
Can you say that in Spanish?
Para ayudar a Venezuela lo que se tiene que hacer es levantar las sanciones que son unilaterales. ¿Para qué sirve el gobierno, las Naciones Unidas si el gobierno de Estados Unidos toma acciones unilaterales que no representan el conjunto y la base de lo que es de las Naciones Unidas, que es para analizar todo caso en conjunto con todas las naciones? Si quieren ayudar a Venezuela, quiten las sanciones que restringen el flujo de dinero, de capital para poder comprar alimentos y comidas.
Another question. So, do you think the socialist economic system is better over capitalism? What would be your preferred economic system to help bring back some more stability to your country?
Well, it's not about a preferred system. It's about seeing which system helps the people more. And what the Venezuelans are trying to have figured out is that the capitalist system is based on exploitation and exploitation of the working class, of the poor. And they're trying to embark in another system, which is socialism. And every time that any country in Africa, Asia, or Latin America goes that path, the United States and NATO, they go in and they try to prevent that from happening and from actually working out. The Venezuelan government is not asking the U.S. to refuse or drop capitalism. They're just asking to be left alone.
So we were just discussing the factors in regards to the last administration with Chavez and his oil industry, and he was explaining to me how the monies or the funds from the oil industry went back to the people. And I wanted him to explain a little bit more about how that worked and what happened to the Chavez administration while he had did that. So would you be just explain that again?
Yes, and by 2002, Venezuela had a poverty rate of 71%, and by 2011, it was reduced to 21%. So that huge backing of
50%. Wow, almost 50%.
That huge backing, of the poor, the working class.
Right.
They're called Chavistas. They're mostly indigenous people, mixed, and African descent. If you look in Caracas and all the affluent neighborhoods, the upper and upper middle class are the ones that are in the marches, and you'll see them well dressed. They come from very wealthy backgrounds. Well, those are most people that are out there with the opposition. What is happening right now is, they are going through harsh time, but it's due to the sanctions, which has limited their capabilities to feed their people.
Nice.
The opposition, because the support for the Bolivarian Revolution, which Hugo Chavez and the Chavistas, is so great that the oppositions, they boycott the elections because they know that they're going to lose.
Wow. So what I'm hearing is that your voting system needs some adjusting.
The voting system, Jimmy Carter was an observer in the past elections. I don't remember what year specifically, but don't take my word. You can actually go to VenezuelaAnalysis.org or .com. They have great content on Venezuela, great analysis. But Jimmy Carter said that they have one of the most transparent voting systems in the world.
Venezuela.
Jimmy Carter, the ex-president of the United States, which is not a socialist and is not Chavista, to my knowledge.
Man, you know what? That's a lot of good information for the audience to figure out, what's happened, what's taking place, why the protest in Venezuela, because that's a major, acknowledgement that 50%, and so for the last 5 years you had increase in
yes.
poverty. Wow.
No. Decrease in poverty.
Well, now is it increasing now though, right?
Well, of course, due to the sanctions, it is.
Okay.
But they built a lot of houses. They actually built 2.5 million houses.
Wow. Within that time
for the poor. Yes, within that time frame.
2002 to 11.
Yeah, no, to current day.
To current day. Okay.
There's still the Bolivarian Revolution government is still building houses. They technically have like 0 people living in the streets, and compared to the U.S. where we have, if I'm not mistaken, 20 million people are homeless in the United States of America.
Wow.
You have 80% of people in America living paycheck to paycheck. You have 30 million people living in poverty in the United States.
So, are you with? So this is an organization. This is the organization that you with.
I'm with the Answer Coalition.
Okay, the Answer Coalition.
That stands for Act Now, Stop War, End Racism. So we're an anti-war, anti-racism coalition.
Keep it tight.
Cool. Yeah, man. So how long you been doing activism work for?
I've been doing activism, on the streets, maybe 4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years. Wow. And so, again, what do you want the outcome to be from one of these type of protests going on to the future? What would you like to happen from these protests?
I want people to question where they really get their knowledge, where they get their sources, because the mainstream media is not reporting. They have an agenda to misinform, and they're based on ratings, right? So the more ratings they get, the more money they make off of commercials and so forth. So look at you don't need to be a revolutionary or anything like that. Just look at different sources and come to your own conclusions. as to what's really happening, and always try to follow the money, follow the logic, because there's always someone waiting for their cut at the end. You know,
man, that is some great detailed information. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I have to start going looking for other people, man. Hey, man, it was nice meeting you, bro.
All right, take care, brother.
Yes, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
All right. You're on the phone?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing a little.
I don't know, man. You got like
Yeah, man. How you doing? All right.
I'm all right.
So you're here for the protest?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's my organization over here. So this is our newspaper. If you're interested, it's 50 cents.
Okay.
Revolutionary Marxist paper. This issue on the border war, on the Democratic Party and the
I would
Republicans.
like to read that, but
You have 50 cents?
no, I don't have to. No change on
You
me.
have a dollar?
I don't think I have any cash on me.
No. Oh, sorry.
But I was wondering your thoughts on the situation that's going on in Venezuela.
Are you a journalist?
Right now, I am. Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah. So
But officially, yes or no?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much.
So for who? Because that will depending on who you're writing for, that will just.
In love, your boy Rev.